What is going on, y'all? It's your boy HD MMA back at it again with another video today. I am doing my instant reaction and breakdown to UFC 327. Oh my gosh, this was. I'm not even gonna say it was soul destroying or whatever, because it was a roller coaster of emotions. This card had a lot of. There were a lot of moments, especially in the main card. I feel like the main card kind of saved this card, because the prelims, except for there were some like subs in here and there and stuff. It was really kind of dull until the main card kicked off. But yeah, it's just the main event. It's and also going negative on picks as well. Um, actually getting robbed on picks to go negative is pissing me off. It's pissed me off. It's just the card overall just ended with a sour taste in my mouth. Um, a lot of good moments, a lot of bad moments, but yeah, let's just go over it. Let's start with the opener of the early prelims. Radke said it again, man. He said it again. Um, this was the first like good moment of the card. We got Charles Radke defeating Francisco Prado by unanimous decision, 30-26. Really good stuff from Radke. Started out in the first round really hesitant on the back foot, not really letting his hands go. Prado, he was landing some hooks here and there, some low kicks here and there. Then Radke went off to the grappling. I believe he got the single leg on Prado and really just controlled the fight from there. I believe he got to like half guard and stuff, and just kept dominant position and kept getting on top of Prado. Prado really had nothing for Radke in the grappling to even stop the takedown or just sweep him or reverse him or get the grappling pressure off of him from Radke. In round two, it opened up the striking for Radke as well. Radke started landing some good hooks in the pocket and stuff, landed some counters here and there as well on the feet. Then he went off to the grappling, shot another takedown, got down Prado very easily, got the back of Prado, got mount. Not mount, got like, half guard and stuff, landed ground and pound on Prado. I think Prado ended up reversing him as well, or no, he ended up spinning around in the body triangle of Radke. As Radke had his back, Prado ended up spinning around to end up in guard with Radke. Radke kept busy with a lot of elbows off his back, and he ended up cutting up Prado with one big elbow off of his back. Opened up a nasty cut on I think the center of the forehead of Prado. Basically won the fight off that with the damage. I mean, run the round off that with the damage. In round three, it was just more grappling, a grappling clinic from Radke. Won that, and at some point in the fight, I think it was in the third round. Prado poked Radke up in the eye, with a thumb, and that ended up getting a point taken away from Prado. The first eye poke of the fight, and Prado got a point taken away. I love that from the ref. Now we just need to be consistent with it. I remember later up on the card, another fight. I think it was Padilla and Maduros. Maduros ended up getting a point taken away for an eye poke, I believe. I'm sure it was that, or maybe it was some other fight. I remember which fight it was, but I remember another fight getting there was a point taken away for an eye poke that was landed as well. So Yeah, really good stuff from Rocky. Great performance. I think he's on a 2-fight win streak now, and he said it again. He said it again on Paramount. Just when we thought they're gonna start silencing fighters and not letting them say what they wanted to say, and not letting them, pulling back the line of free speech or whatever, like they were doing with Strickland. Racky said it again on Paramount. Really good stuff to see. You just love to see it from Radke. Great performance. Beat a guy like Prado wasn't all that like good of a prospect or whatever. He wasn't all that skilled. Didn't have that much hype, but it's just good to see Radke getting dubs in the UFC. So yeah, great stuff. That made me what 1-0 on the card. I picked Radke to win and he got it done. Moving on, we got Vicente Luque defeating Kelvin Gastelum in the first round by submission. Luque looked really good. Luque looked like for just in this fight, he looked like that 2018, 2019 version of himself where he was going on his a big win streak. Fucking blitzing to the title. He looked like that version of himself. Really nasty stuff from Luque. Kelvin, he started off the fight really heavy on the pressuring Luque back to the cage, trying to land, boxing combinations, trying to, do his, little crafty combos. Luque wasn't really having any of it, landing good counters off the back foot. They ended up clinching, and Luque ended up, landing a big uppercut on fucking Gastelum in the clinch that ended up dropping him. Got onto him. Gastelum, he tried to get the guard. He ended up throwing like an armbar up on Luque. Luque passed him, defended the submission, passed him, threw his legs away. That ended up putting Gastelum in the turtle, and then Luque ended up grabbing the front headlock from that. And Luque, the one thing he's really good at is slashing out that front headlock and getting to those, anacondas and those darces. And he was able to latch it up on Gastelum. Gastelum, who is typically very hard to sub and finish, ends up getting subbed by Luque. I thought Gastelum was maybe doing like trying to escape. He ended up trying to go like belly down and stuff to get some space, but Luque, he's just so nasty from those positions and was able to get it done. So yeah, really good stuff from Luque. You like to see it, a guy who was, looking like a dark horse, looking like a very like potential champ at welterweight. He was the backup fighter for, Usman Masvidal, I believe. Ended up not getting that opportunity because he missed weight, and that really sort of spiraled his career downward. Able to see a guy like Luque, who was thought to be washed and just a shell of his former self, move up and get the job done against a guy with some name value like Gastelum. Gastelum, he's a tricky customer for anyone in the division. He's a tough out for any person, and Luque was able to get it done in the first round, and also submit Gastelum as well, which I think I don't know if Gastelum has been submitted before, but it's very hard to do, and Luque got it done, and that made me 1-1 on the card. So yeah, moving on. I'm trying to get through these prelims because I gotta eat. I haven't eaten all fucking day. Moving on, we got a draw from Chris Padilla and Markel Maduros. I thought Chris Padilla won this fight. Live, I thought he had it. I thought Chris Padilla had rounds 2 and 3 in the bag. Just outlanding and outpacing Maduros in the clinch with the pressure, with the constant, with the constant volume. Um, Early on, Maduros had uh like a big speed advantage over Padilla. Padilla was visibly moving, throwing punches a lot slower than Maduros. Maduros, he was landing very good, and I also want to say Maduros. I don't know what he's made of, but he showed like no visible damage in this fight, even though Chris Padilla, he is known for having very like damaging elbows and stuff, very like just being able to cause damage on guys in general. And Maduros was pretty much clean at the end of the fight. He basically just had some red on his face, and that was it. Didn't have any cuts on his face visibly. So that might have gone into the judges, the judges like minds when making the decision, because Padilla had all the visible damage on his face. He had a nasty cut above his right eye from an elbow that Maduros landed in the first round. But Padilla was had all like the volume and the he was up on numbers pretty much the whole fight. So that might have been the reason why they scored it a draw. But I thought Padilla had won the fight. Non-stop action from both these guys pretty much. Um uh Fucking Maduros, he was pulling ahead in the first round, and then Padilla just picked it up in the second and the third with the volume, that high tight guard that he had with the Muay Thai style, landing elbows on Maduros. Maduros, he was game. He was like he was like starting to adapt and like sort of counter Padilla style with like his own strikes, where Padilla was like step in and try and throw elbows. Maduros would like land counter elbows as well with his own like high guard and stuff. He would counter the shots of Padilla with like just being kind of quicker and having like that natural speed advantage that he had over Padilla. Padilla, he's crafty. He was able to craft it up with the volume and the low kicks. That's something he really did. He kept slamming or just kept throwing low kicks at Maduros. Like as at range and at in between big exchanges they would have. Padilla would just, constantly just spam low kicks on Maduros. That's one thing he did very well. He also got a takedown in the third round, I believe. Padilla did, so, and that looked good on the judges because it was, kind of iffy before that. So yeah, good stuff for I thought Padilla won the fight. I had him running rounds 2 and 3. But yeah, good performance from both. Um I don't see Maduros going that far in the division, especially with his like Maduros also in this fight. He just had like a lack of like power in his punches. He had like a lack of pop. He wasn't able to cause like any. He wasn't able to like hurt Padilla or rock him or do any like sort of concussive damage with his punches in this fight. Maybe that's because he's just on the back foot and not like just not like sitting down on his punches. But that's something, if that keeps on happening, that's something that's gonna hold him back, especially in this division. So yeah, good performance from both these guys. It was a good fight overall, but I personally had Padilla winning the fight. Moving on to the opener of the prelims, and it is Tatiana Suarez defeating Lupi Godinez by second round submission. Good win from Tatiana Suarez. Went through some adversity. She got hurt in the first round by a right hand from Godinez, I believe it was. Right hand stumbled her. Godinez ended up shucking her down to the ground and ended up like getting the back. But I think Tatiana Suarez, she kept like an underhook in. Crafty move from Suarez. Was able to keep in that underhook to sort of like wrestle her way back up into Godinez to scramble up and sort of like get her base back and recover. And once it actually got to the grappling, Suarez just kind of like dominated. I know Godinez landed like a trip on her as well. She landed a trip on Suarez that really kind of surprised me. How she was able to like basically just ragdoll Suarez to the ground. But once it actually got to like the like grappling and Suarez was able to shoot like traditional, takedowns like singles and doubles, she was just sort of bullying Cardenas to the ground, was getting the takedowns very easily, establishing control time as well. When she got the takedowns, was able to, I think she got like mountain stuff. She didn't get the crucifix, no. She was able to just keep dominant position and control time on Godinez in the first round. Second round, she got the takedown easy again. Ended up getting the back of Godinez and ended up sneaking the arm under the chin of Godinez. It took her a bit of time to actually cinch up the choke, but once she got the choke cinched up, it was wraps for Godinez. So yeah, good stuff from Suarez. The Suarez mixed household must be in fucking turmoil. If you're Patchy Mix, you are. It's a tough life for you, getting slimed out and having your wife, be the only one that's winning in her career, in both of y'all's careers. She's the only one that's winning. It's tough under the mix Suarez roof. So, but yeah, she got the win now. Maybe fucking gnats and shit. Don't be surprised if we see a separation in the Mix Suarez household. Yeah. Moving on, we got, and I also picked Suarez to win. So what? That's 2. That's 2-1. Moving on, we got crafty Gamrot underdog pick. I'm pretty sure Gamrot was an underdog. We got Mateusz Gamrot defeating Esteban Ribovics by round 2 submission. Crafty underdog pick. Gamrot, unk of the lightweight division. They were trying to get him slimed out by putting him up against Ribovics, and it ended up going Gamrot's way. Really good performance from Gamrot. He didn't look out of place in the striking. Ribovics, he was, the one throwing with heat, but Gamrot was able to stay calm, stay composed, didn't get into firefights, and was able to level change under the strikes and the overcommitted power shots of Ribovics. Gamrot shot under them, and once it got to the grappling, it was Gamrot's world. In Joe Rogan's in my Joe Rogan voice, you're in his world now, friend. And Ribovics was in Gamrot's world in the grappling. Just showing them levels, got straight into side control. I think off the first takedown Gamrot shot, Gamrot got straight into side control, was able to control them from there. Was throwing ground and pound, locking his hands under the back of under the back of Ribovics, trying to get into crucifix. Gamrot was, I believe. Gamrot, he was also isolating the arm of Ribovics very well. Not letting Ribovics get his base back up and get, half guard in the first round. In the second round, Ribovics was doing better in the grappling. He ended up, sprawling takedown. He sprawled like one takedown, I believe, and defended another. But as soon as Gamrot got Ribovics like up against the cage, he would ended up locking his hands, getting his hands locked under the below like the hips of Ribovics, ended up pulling him out there. Ribovics got his base back, but Gamrot hit him with the fucking, what's it, like an outside, like a leg drag, I believe, where he's just like got the body lock on his back and just dragged his hips to the mat. And Also, once it hit the ground from there, Gamrot got the at least side control on Rebavix. Fucking got to half guard. Rebavix was scrambling to half guard, but Gamrot the whole time was just looking for the head and arm choke, and ended up getting it, latching it up. And Rebavix tried to, he tried to answer the phone, tried to defend, but Gamrot was just, his squeeze was too tight. The ref had thought Rebavix had went out for like a split second. He tried to break it up, but Rebavix, he said I was, good, but like a second after that, he ended up tapping. So yeah, good stuff from Gamrot. Keeps his place in the division as the crafty unk. They try to get him slimed out, and I think a lot of these lightweight prospects aren't as good as they seem, or just lightweight is that different of a division. So yeah, good stuff from Gamrot. Crafty underdog pick. Gamrot masterclass. What can I say? I'm a genius. Moving on, we got Kevin Holland defeating Randy Brown by unanimous decision. The first round of this fight was pretty like exciting, like a mirror matchup, that kind of thing, where they were both looking for like rangy strikes and straights on each other with like 1-2s and stuff, and both like landing low kicks and stuff. But once this fight got out of the first round, it was just pretty shit from there on. Pretty lackluster. Both guys were pretty much gassed after one round of fighting, which is like kind of uncharacteristic from both these guys. Brown, he went to war with fucking Nicholas Dalby, who has a crazy gas tank. When did that fight get finished? I don't remember when that fight got finished. That fight got finished in the second round, and Brown looked gassed. In the second round, he like really slowed down, which is crazy. But good stuff from Holland. Holland just ended up like Holland won the third round. Holland won the first round. 30-27. That means he won the first round, which is crazy. Even though Brown in the first round hit him with like a big left hook that ended up opening up a big gash on Holland's eye. Holland still won the first round, I'm guessing off strikes. Or strike numbers in volume. But yeah. This was pretty much just Holland keeping busy on Brown, as Brown was just super gassed and just he was trying to like clinch and take down Holland. In the clinch, while Brown was just was like doing nothing and just keeping like the body lock, Holland was just slapping him to the head, slapping him to the side of the head, and just throwing little baby punches in moments of nothingness while Brown was trying to grapple. And that ended up him just that just added up the strikes over time as the round was going. And yeah, and it ended up just giving him the win. So good stuff from Holland. I think there was a grappling exchange in this fight as well, where Holland ended up latching up I think it was an anaconda on Brown, as Brown tried to shoot in. Holland ended up shooting. He ended up latching up an anaconda on Brown that was really tight. For a second it looked like Brown was about to tap. Brown ended up fighting his way out of it and escaping, which was really impressive. But yeah, just Holland being up on strikes, just throwing strikes whenever he could. That submission also won him the third round, I believe. I mean, not the third, the second round, I believe. So yeah, I had Holland winning rounds 2 and 3 when I was scoring it live. But yeah, 30-27. I think that's a bit crazy. But good stuff from Holland. He's finally on the win track, in the win column. I don't know who he fights next. Some fucking another probably mashup that's gonna be fun. Um, yeah, it's probably what he wants as well. Moving on, we got Aaron Pico defeating Patricio Pitbull in not in the any round. He ended up getting the UD off Pitbull. Um, yeah, this is like the Aaron Pico everybody thought he was like showing up. Like this is how Aaron Pico fought, like how everyone thinks Aaron Pico uh how everyone in their head thinks Aaron Pico fights. Like this is him actually like materializing his potential. Granted it was against, you know, a 30 fucking 39-year-old Patricio Pitbull who's way out of his prime, but Pico looked really good in this fight. He was extremely patient, did not get out of position at all. Every time there could have been a moment where Pico would, you know, push, where like an old Pico would like push and swing wild shots and get out of position and end up giving up an opportunity to get chinned by his opponent. Pico stayed really calm, showed off really good boxing. That's something I didn't give him too much credit for in my live fight companion. Pico showed off really good boxing. Was doubling it up, tripling up, quadrupling up the jab, going really good to the body. Pico was doing really good body work on Pitbull. Really good combos, extended combinations from Pico as well. Just rip the body of Pitbull. Ended up dropping Pitbull in the second round, I believe, with I think a left hook right straight combo. Ended up sitting down Pitbull, and that wasn't scored for a knockdown, which is insane to me. Yeah, ended up piecing up Pitbull, getting the takedowns on Pitbull as well. He was level changing as Pitbull was throwing shots, or as he would fake a shot or tap with the shot and then transition to like a double leg on Pitbull. Controlled him from there as well. Yeah, just really good stuff from Pico. I don't know if he, with his new style, I don't know if he ends up like going any further than a guy like Pitbull, because Pitbull, you know, he is old, he is very, you know, low output, and I think a patient Pico even like that would thrive in that kind of fight. If he goes up against a guy with power who was able to, you know, time shots and counters on him, I don't know if it's gonna go so well for him. Like a fucking, if Pico fights like I don't know, a Steve Garcia or something, or like a Miguel Costa, I think it might go pretty fucking bad for. But right now, he looked very good. He looked like he should have been looking his entire fucking career. So yeah, I also picked Pico to win, and I picked Randy Brown to win as well. So yeah. Be that as it will. Moving on to the first fight on the main card, and it is Cub Swanson defeating Nate Landwehr in round 1 by KO. This is a bit sad to see. You know, Nate Landwehr, we're from the same city. It's just fucking. I'm so conflicted because I feel for Nate, but also a fucking not hype, but I'm glad to see Swanson getting a great fight in his retirement, getting a win, going out on the win. I'm glad to see that, but I'm sad to see Landwehr get done like the way he got did by Swanson. You know, Swanson looked very crisp in the first round, or coming out, starting the fight out, looked very crisp with the boxing. He just looked like, it looked like no matter what Landwehr did, it wasn't phasing Swanson. Like Swanson looked completely unbothered and confident and just not worried about what was coming his way back from Landwire, or not what was, or what. Fuck, man. What the fuck am I trying to say? Swanson, he looked completely unbothered by the offense of Nate Landwehr. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Swanson looked like he just wasn't worried about what was going to come back his way if he threw a punch at Landwehr. He fought exactly like that. Walked Landwehr down, got in his face, was landing good boxing combos on Landwehr, going to the body, chopping the legs of Landwehr, throwing kicks as well. Piecing him up with the headshots as well. Ended up hitting him with I think it was a left hook, I believe. I can't remember the punches exactly, but he ended up stinging Landwehr as Landwehr came in off like a counter, I believe. Stung him, sat him down, had Landwehr on shaky legs. And then ended up finishing him again with the combo. I can't think of what he did, but yeah, and it ends up getting the win, big TKO win in his retirement fight. Got the package as well. Didn't get the same kind of treatment that Michael Chiesa got, even though Swanson was in way more exciting fights and had been in the UFC for way longer. Didn't get the whole treatment that Chiesa got, but he went out on a big win, got a TKO, looked really good in his retirement fight. What more can you ask for if you're Cub Swanson? Moving on, we got, and I also picked Landwehr to win, so that's my fucking pick down the drain. Moving on, we got the shittest fight on the card. This was shittier than the women's fight. That's how shit this was. We got Dominic Reyes defeating Johnny Walker by split decision. I'm going to say this now. This is 100% Eric Nixick influence from Johnny Walker. I think the old Johnny Walker would have definitely gone out there and either chinned Dominic Reyes or gotten chinned. But ever since Walker has been hanging out and training at Extreme Couture, he's just like, he's devolved into like this kind of sparring guy, which I thought initially it would be like kind of good for him, since he's very goofy and he's not really like good at throwing basic punches and kicks and stuff. He's not really good at the basics. I thought a guy like Nixick, who's very like, sparring heavy, getting working with guys, well, like Sean Strickland, who's just very stuck in the basics, very like, jab and, straight and teeth, those kinds of guys. I thought that would kind of like reel down his like goofiness and sort of bring him into like a good level where he's still kind of goofy where he needs to be and still like sort of dynamic and still able to get wild when he needs to, but he's able to use the basics better to set up, his like dynamic stuff and like punches. And since he's already so like just powerful and very gifted athletically and just with all of his attributes except for his chin, I thought it was going to bring him into like a good middle ground and even him out. But he just turned into like this sparring kind of fighter in this fight, and that's how he fought. He fought very, very conservative, didn't really let go of anything, was just trying to wait for Dominic Reyes to take a step forward. And Reyes, even though he was also very, tentative, he wasn't trying to make the first move and step forward on Walker, because he's scared to get countered. It just ended up shaping up for a very like shitty tit for tat kind of fight, which I actually kind of predicted in my prediction video that this could turn out to be a very dull fight where no guy wants to take a step forward. But yeah, Not much. Reyes, he did land all of like the actual punches. Walker didn't really land any like actual like right hands or like hooks or anything like that. He landed like maybe a couple jabs. Um, he was mainly like throwing head kicks to the head as well on Reyes, which some would end up landing. Reyes blocked like pretty much all of them. Though it was just trying to throw leg kicks on Reyes as well. Um, yeah, not much to talk about in this fight as well. So yeah, Reyes get the split decision. He did more different stuff. He landed punches on Walker, but yeah. Now moving on, we have the I'm gonna say fight of the year. I'm gonna come out and say it. Um, this was fight of the year. This was non-stop action from both these guys. We have Josh Hawkett defeating Curtis Blades in not why I keep on saying in. Josh Hawkett defeating Curtis Blades by unanimous decision. This was non-stop action from both guys. Both guys came out. Hawkett came out really early on the pressure. Ended up, he's like singing Blades here and there with shots. Ends up hitting Blades with I think a 1-2. Right hand rocks Blades. I thought it was going to be over and we were going to get another Hawkett first round slime out because he's way too fast for these guys at heavyweight. Blades ends up weathering the storm. Hawkett just unloads on him with massive combos, massive extended combinations, big flurries. Blades weathers all of it. He's landing back his own shots as well. They both they're both kind of landing on each other. Hawkett's getting the better of the exchanges. He ends up rocking Blades over and over again in the first round, landing big right hands on Blades. Not fucking just ends up looking like he's gonna finish the fight in the first round. Blades sticks with it though. I'm pretty sure it was just pure hatred and animosity just keeping Blades up for this whole fight, and just his pride just keeping him up, just not wanting to lose to a guy like Josh Hawkett. But it was looking really bad for Blades in the first round. Blades ends up recovering. I think he shot a takedown on he ended up clinching up with Hawkett to get some of the pressure off him. Ends up clinching up from Hawkett with Hawkett. Ends up landing like some punches in the clinch here and there. They separate. Hawkett gets after him again with big combos and right hands. While they're like disengaged from like the clinch and the combos and at range and stuff, Hawkett's flipping them off, and Hawkett's just standing in front of Blades, just flipping them off like this, while they're both at range in each other, or while they're both at range with each other. I'm trying to say, and they're both like just. It was just a sick fight. It was just a fucking crazy ass fight. Both are just going ham on each other for pretty much the rest of the fight. I think in the later of round one, Chris ends up rocking Hawkett with a right hand, I believe. Just fucking ends up emptying the tank on Hawkett as well with big flurries. Hawkett's like, he looked rocked to me when I was watching it live, but in the replays he was like mocking Blades as he was fucking walking backwards, and Blades was trying to trudge forward at him with punches. Hawkett was like doing like this and stuff and like mocking him, trying to like fake being rocked, which was it was fooling the fuck out of me. But yeah, craziness in the first round, craziness in the second round. Both guys are like slowing down. I think that's when Blades started pouring started doing his own offense and started like fighting back on Hockett, I believe, which was what I was saying earlier. I think that happened in the second round. But yeah, it was both guys ended up being really tired in the first round. I think at the end of the second, Hockey gets like a second win and he starts unloading combos on Blades again, and Blades just ends up covering up. Blades' face was absolutely fucked, by the way. At the end of the first round, pretty much Blades' face had blood dripping from it, blood just oozing, cuts all over his face. Just he look absolutely messed the fuck up at the end of the first. Pretty much at the second, Hockett had basically no visible damage on his face, which was absolutely crazy because Blades in the clinch, while these guys were clinching, Blades was like landing elbows on Hockett, and Blades does have nasty elbows, and it wasn't affecting the face of Hockett visually at all, which was nuts. And fucking the fact that Hockett didn't get rocked, it's very hard to tell that if Hockett got rocked or not, because he was like fake being rocked a lot in this fight, which is very crazy. Just getting in a firefight with a guy like Blades who has power and like fake being rocked and just taking shots the way Hockett was pretty insane for how light he is and how much Blades like kind of dwarfed him in size. Hockett was taking really good punches on the chin for his size and his weight at heavyweight, which is insane. But in the third round, it was just more of the same, just all out chaos everywhere they were going, in the clinch, at range, in the pocket. It was just swinging from both guys back and forth. Yeah, that's the whole fight. One of the sickest fight I've ever seen live. Mason Jones and Axel Sola comes close. Fucking what else goes close? What else? Gaethje Pimblett comes close. I can't think of any others, but I think this takes the cake as the sickest fight I've ever seen. Two heavyweights going out there and just slugging it out like we've always wanted to see. I've always wanted to see something like this, just two heavyweights slugging it out with each other, and Hockett and Blades gave me just that. Hockett's fucking top 5, top 6 at heavyweight now, which is gonna be insane. I actually, in the post-fight interview, after Hockett went through all of that bullshit, he still ends up coming up with these rehearsed one-liners. He's saying like, I think he's saying like Miami Mamacitas with the bathwater that tastes like margaritas, some other shit. He ends up saying something like Alex Pereira, Shama these nuts. He ends up saying as well. Crazy stuff. Hockett might be a once in a generation kind of guy. That might be it, because it was crazy as stuff. I gotta carry this on. I gotta get the show on. I gotta fucking finish this up. I mean, yeah, great stuff. Great fight from both these guys. Moving on to the co-main event, and it is Esmat Marzacana versus Paulo Costa. This was a masterclass from Paulo Costa. It looked kind of shaky in the first round a bit, but as the fight went on, Costa, he ended up getting his timing, getting his range, ends up landing big shots on Azamat. There was an eye poke in this fight as well from Costa to Azamat, I believe. Didn't really affect the fight going on, but I just thought I'd mention that. As the fight was going on, basically Costa, he was finding the counters and the shots on Azamat. Azamat, he looked very like antsy and jittery to get the fight over with in the first round, and he looked very eager for the finish. And Costa, he weathered the storm very well, took all of Azamat's punches very well. Didn't get flustered by the power of Azamat at all. Costa, he looked very fast, looked very technically sound. He was hammering body kicks on Azamat as well. He did that for pretty much the whole fight, hammering body kicks, hammering, going upstairs with a head kick as well. In the first and second, landing good counter shots with like the right hand and stuff. Leg kicks as well from Costa were there. And in the third round, he ends up rocking Azamat with the head kick to the body. As like Azamat, he tried to block it, but he only was able to get one hand up on it. He wasn't able to like deflect it with like the other hand. He just took it on the one hand, and I think it ended up breaking his forearm, I believe. But if it didn't break it or not, he wasn't the same after that head kick landed. And then Costa, he ended up landing like 2 more, I believe, on Azamat. And then after that third one, Azamat just fucking fell straight down to his back and just looked so defeated. And Costa got the fucking TKO win in the third round. So great stuff for Paulo Costa. He's a really, really good fighter. As much shit as he talks and stuff, and now how much injuries he's had and stuff, he's a really good fighter. Great, puts on a great pace, puts on a great performance. Pretty much every time he goes out there. Not every time. There's been some, seekers that had me, iffy on him, but he always goes out there for a good performance, an exciting fight. Takes the fight to pretty much everyone he faces, and he's fucking what, top 6 at light heavyweight now. Hopefully he gets one more. He ends up getting a title shot at light heavyweight to save us from the boring reality that's gonna be the light heavyweight division from now on. Well, yeah, great stuff from Costa, and I picked Azamat, and I picked fucking Blaze to win as well. So yeah, great stuff from me. Massive tits on the fucking from below me, but yeah. I still can't believe it, I still can't fucking believe this shit, We got Carlos Ulberg defeating Yuri Prohaska in round 1 by KO. So heartbreaking to see, man. Because it was free. It was literally free for Yuri. It was so free. It was literally a layup right in the fucking palm of his hands that fell right into his lap. This win for Yuri. And he absolutely finds a way to just fumble it. Finds a way to get fucking pasted. And that's what happened. The fight started out. They were both like tapping low kicks at each other, getting range. There were some exchanges here and there. Fucking, I can't remember what even injured Ulberg. But I think Ulberg ends up taking like a back step, and he ends up fucking blowing out his fucking knee. From just taking a back step and stepping on it weird. So Ulberg's knee, his entire knee is fucking cooked, right? His entire right knee is cooked. He can't stand on it. Every time Yuri leg kicks, Yuri fucking Olberg's leg just buckles to the ground. He like is standing on him really weird. He can't plant. He can't pretty much do anything. Can't move properly. And Yuri, every time he kicks the legs of Olberg, and Olberg falls to the ground, Yuri is fucking telling him to stand back up, and he wants like a real fight and stuff, giving him mercy, just not taking the free layup God throws into his fucking hands, not taking the free layup that just falls into his lap. He fucking wants him to stand back up and give him like a Warriors fucking, fight or whatever. Few more leg kicks. Fucking Yuri just ends up going forward and tries to blitz at Olberg. And Olberg just ends up landing this fucking counter check hook on Yuri that clips him on the tip of the chin, drops him really bad, and then Olberg just gets on him and KOs him from there with ground and pound. Olberg as champion, just completely completely fucking dull, no personality, whatever. I'm fucking starting over my words here. Dull, no personality, nothing to him at all. Nothing marketable about him. Other than the fact he's from like New Zealand or whatever. But nothing marketable about him. Has nothing fucking going for himself in terms of personality. And he's gonna be also out for like a year because his fucking knee exploded. So we're not gonna get a title defense for basically a year. Because he's fucking injured as well. Just completely just fucking sad to see. Yuri. The first time I watch him live and this fucking shit ends up happening. You hate to see it, but yeah, I'm gonna go fucking eat something now. I need something to eat. So yeah. I went 5-6 on picks. Fucking I picked Yuri to win. I picked fucking Azamat to win. I picked Blaze to win. I picked Reyes to win. I picked Landwehr to win. I picked Pico. I picked fucking Brown. I picked Gamrot. I picked Suarez. I picked Padilla and then got robbed. I picked Gastelum and I picked fucking Bradkey. And 5 of them fucking won. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. So sorry, so sad to see. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, sub. The fucking yeah, whatever. I gotta eat. Bye guys, peace.